Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to just G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And this episode is going to be a short one. Yep, wind's blowing again, which you know it, but it didn't bother me because I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Anyway, it didn't bother me because, like I said yesterday, I had the door covering the opening in the containers, so I was able to work inside. And what did I do inside? Well, I'll take you over there and show you. Oh, look at that. The garage door is open. Huh. Isn't that something? Yeah. Yeah, there's the hardware. The hinges installed. The door's in an open position. And it gives me a 7-foot, 6-inch clearance at the center of the strut there. Speaking of the strut, that's the rod that runs across there. That helps keep the door from warping because of the stress that's on the ends of it. Well, they didn't have those when I was at Home Depot, so I had to make that one. And I just found some scrap metal I had in my junk drawer here in the container, and I had a piece of 1/4-inch soft roll. I'd rather have spring steel, but it's soft roll. And I tapped the two ends on there, made 2 little angle brackets and lagged them into place. And then I got her in there and I tightened her down, and now I got a nice straight board on the bottom there. And yeah, it closes up just beautifully. I got all my adjustments done here. The only thing I am going to do, I thought for sure that these 7/28s were going to be plenty for this door. But you remember, this door is taller and wider. So actually the weight came out being that of a double door. So for a double door, I need double springs on the side here. And I'll change the C-clips. This is called a C-clip. I'll change that out to a W clip, which goes through there, and it gives you 2 hooks like this, so you can put 2 springs on. And the same thing down here at the bottom. And these are adjustable on the bottom, and I've got them adjusted right now to make it so I can open and close the door. And you can see the metal insert here. That's where I've got a heavy-duty hasp unit. You see the bolts there are sticking out too long, but I left them on there because I was thinking I might bolt something onto the inside of that, and then if I'm going to secure this because I'm going to be away for any reason, I'll bring that down and I'll have something on the base here where I can latch it right to there and lock it from the inside also. So even if they cut the locks or bring a plasma cutter or whatever, they still can't get in because it's locked from the inside. And I'll just come in from the man door, which, Jim, you were talking about possibly putting one in there. Well, I decided not to because what that's going to do, back in the OC, I had mine right in the center of the door. And I can't do that here. And if I put it on the side there, the extra wood is going to off-balance the door. It'll be heavier on one side than on the other. And that's just going to run into problems down the line. So I decided not to do that. And besides, I already have a man door to come in right there. I will get to rekeying that lock pretty soon here so that I can get that handle on the outside and lock it. I lock it from the inside, and there's no handle or anything on the outside where they can unlock it from. So, and they can't even grab it to open it. So that's even a little bit more security. And then I also have a base latch that goes on that so that it's double locked and gives me that extra security. And again, that's double glass, 1/4-inch tempered double glass. That's two sheets, and it's low E and tinted. So that is a nice thing. And I've got the blinds that go in it. So I will put the blinds in there and be able to close those down so you can't actually see inside. And then when my van is parked in here with those doors closed and this door down, well, even if somebody snuck up and looked inside, they couldn't see my van because everything's locked up. And when they turned around to say, hey, I can't see in there, I'd say, yeah, can you see down the barrel of this? All right. So anyway, I wanted to show you I got this done. Now, one thing I wasn't happy about was this bolt right here. Now, these are supposed to be hardened bolts because they do take a lot of pressure. And I had to move it from the number 3 hole to the number 1 hole because of the extra height I have. I only had a 2-inch clearance on that side at the top. So that adjusts your head clearance on the door. And because it was only a 2-inch clearance, I had to go all the way down to the other hole here. And when I put this back in, just as I tightened it, it's stripped. And it shouldn't do that. That's a hardened bolt. It's not supposed to strip that easily. So I will have to pull that and put another hardened bolt in there, which I'll pick up from an auto parts store. And these adjustments here are for if the door is too heavy or too easy, then you move the bolt into a different hole. But once I get the second set of springs on there and finish balancing this door will work like silk. Right now I need 2 hands to lift it. When I put the second springs on there, I'll be able to do it with 1 hand. Actually 1 finger. That's it. That's a perfectly balanced door. All right, I got my stops down on the bottom there, so when the door comes down, it butts up against those stops. I got my holes drilled, and I put one on each side because I had the extra high security hasp. I put that on this side, and then I put the second hasp that came with this thing on that side. And I do have a set of 2 matching heavy-duty padlocks, and I will put 2 padlocks on this so that it'll be pretty darn secure. All right. Of course, they'd be real surprised if they came and cut 2 padlocks and opened the door and saw a van sitting in there with a guy sitting inside of it, pointing something at him. And I don't mean a finger. All right. G-Bear. Going to cut this one short. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there. Oh, you know what? Before I cut this off, I got a little rant here about YouTube. I don't know what they did. I just mentioned that if you had problems with your subscription disappearing or being canceled to somebody, you had to go back in and resubscribe. Well, guess what they did to me? The other night, I had 2,999 subscribers ready to turn over to 3,000 overnight. I got up in the morning and I had 2,100 subscribers. What the heck? So I contacted them through the support online support, which is basically an email, and I'm waiting for somebody to get back to me. If you check my subscriptions on the channel, you'll notice it's like 2102 or something now. They dropped me back from when it went to 3,000. Instead of going to 3,000, they dropped me back to 2,100. Because there ain't no way that 900 subscribers quit overnight. It just doesn't make sense. So their software is screwed up. And if you have any way of complaining about it for me, go in there and say, hey, what'd you do to G-Bear? He had 3,000 subscribers and now he only has 2,000. What did you do? All right. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to click share with your friends. You can share with on just about any social media you want. Anya and Carrie asked if they could share on Facebook. I don't use Facebook, but yeah, go ahead. Share it with everybody. The more subscribers I get, the happier I am. G-Bear, signing off.